My name is Mariam Aliyu, and I am a loud feminist. I have no shame because that is what they want me to do. LETSAI is an organization that was created to serve as a free space for women who are just as loud and as shameless as I am. Our work is classified into two. We have the preventive aspect of gender-based violence, and we have the response aspect of gender-based violence. For the preventive aspect, we conduct a series of advocacies, which includes drafting of legislative laws, support to draft legislative law that protect women in Nigeria. We also set up grassroots community-based champions, and we train them to be able to support each other within this specific location. We conduct massive awareness raising on sexual and reproductive health and rights, gender-based violence, and those specific rights that protect women in those specific communities. Our most impactful campaign around encouraging women is to seek for support. It has been so impactful to the point in which we've gotten massive reports on gender-based violence using our toll-free lines and also through the signal messaging, which is the hand signal messaging. We also organize interfaith dialogues within those specific communities to support with community leaders coming together to discuss about advancing women's rights from the religious perspective. We also have different other dialogues with community leaders as well coming together. So we have dialogue sessions where we allow them to speak and to talk about how we can better support in terms of advancing women's rights and reducing violence. In addition, survivors are given access to justice that is legal pro bono services, where we ensure that we fight tooth and nail till justice is served for the specific survivor. I would like to express to this Honorable Assembly, on behalf of all women-led organizations in Nigeria, that there's a continuous refusal of the Gender Equality Bill. The Gender Equality Bill seeks to provide more space for women participation in politics and also to give more rights to women to be able to confer citizenship on their foreign spouse. See, according to Section 26 of the Nigerian Constitution, this is normal. It is a right that is given to the men, but the women don't have such rights. According to the Manifesto Group and also the Borno State Women-Led Organization, alongside Coded Development, where Hamzat Lawal has all supported, we've all come together to see how we can reach out to the legislative arm of the government to see that this right is domesticated and it is signed into law. But unfortunately, the legislative arm of the Nigerian government have continuously thrown this specific bill out the window for reasons based on culture and religion and how men and women can never be equal because it does not support religion's teaching. That is shameful. Before becoming a human rights defender, I was first of all a woman, which means I also endured the same inequalities that I advocate against. As my work's impact was being felt on the ground, the frequency and seriousness of threats against me also increased, alongside my colleagues and my family. And because I am the face of the organization, there have been several attempts to my life already, which includes physical attacks. Then there is a constant sexual harassment and physical assault, as well as social media smear campaigns targeting me. And of course, there is the usual misinformation that we are trying to turn women into prostitutes because women now know their rights and are now standing up to abusive spouses. I had to leave my country because of fear for my life. Initially, I was invited to the Netherlands on temporary protection program after my face was marked for death, and it was trending on all social media platforms. And what did I say? I only talked about the fact that women and young girls should have a specific age for marriage. And when you talk about getting married to someone and the age which that is recognized within that specific location where I work, I mean, there's actually no age range that is actually recognized within this space because they're always talking about how people who are from the age of 12 to 14 are mature enough because they're already on their periods. I stood against this specific notion and also Islamic teaching, and I called it out on social media, and I talked comprehensively about how I am not going to stand in and I continue to see a situation where young girls between this specific age are married off to people who are supposed to be referred to as their ancestors. This, therefore, has actually led to a series of attacks on my name. And after a while, my face was marked red on social media, which means death. And people were coming to attack me on my several places of work. And at the first instance that I got, I had to take to my heels because I know that no matter how brave and loud I am, I have to live to fight another day. My organization has not stopped working even while I'm far away in the Netherlands. I am always on the phone, constantly trying to see how we can support from far, which currently it's been almost a year and a half being in the Netherlands, and it has been actually challenging because working from afar remotely, it feels as if a part of you, especially if you're an activist, feels like a part of you has been taken away from you. You don't have, because I'm someone that is always used to standing at the front line, but now I have to do it from afar. So most of the times, we didn't choose to be in this specific situation, and we felt like if there are supports from legislative arm of our government, which that is if there are laws that protect people like me, women human rights defenders like me, and there's no need for us to go out of our country to seek solace and protection somewhere else. And which brings me to the support that I will need in terms of to continue my work. That is, first and foremost, is protection from the international community, which I think we've lacked. We've not really had that support. And also resources to continue doing the work we do, like, for instance, funding. And also, I feel like the UN can do more in terms of protecting women human rights defenders, like seeking for a redress in terms of laws that protect us, women human rights defenders. And also, I would like to bring to your attention that the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Violence Treaty, which was signed in 1979, which was introduced in 1979 and ratified by Nigeria, my country, has still not been passed into law. Why? Because they are uncomfortable with the word woman that is written on that. It is okay if you do not know. I am not surprised you don't. Because the leaders that are often the ones that get opportunity to speak at conferences like this are still the same people who benefit from the patriarchal status quo. It is extremely shameful. I would also like to bring to your knowledge that a couple of human rights defenders, before I came here today, wanted me to talk about their situation, which I am just going to be very brief about. One of them named David Hundine. He is an investigative journalist who has championed women's rights issues in Nigeria for long and currently sent out, he has been on exile in another country, and I feel like there's a whole lot more protection. He needs protection because his life is at risk. Because of David, we have been able to get more limelight on how patriarchal the government system really is and how it does not give room for advancement of women's rights, and also how corrupt the legislative arm of the government is in terms of this. So in conclusion, I employ this esteemed assembly to reflect upon the challenges that are faced by activists like me and the crucial importance of our work. The right of human rights and gender equality requires unyielding dedication, support, and resources. I call upon the international community to stand with us to address the pressing issues that we confront and ensure that our shared vision of a world where the rights and dignity of individuals are protected becomes a reality. Thank you so much. And apologies, I'm always very fidgety when it comes to speeches. Thank you very much, Mariam. Thank you for your testimony.
I'm a king, yes, I'm a king, I'm a king,